Hey guys, I know you have got a lot of questions related to your research project, especially the annotated bibliographies that would lead to the research paper. So, basically, for your research paper, your research project, what I really want you to do is conduct a literature review based on certain keywords that you would select, and then based on those keywords, you would identify some articles and you would find out what is the current status of research within those area that you have chosen and find out the research gaps and talk about research gaps. So you say, okay, you start talking about, say, a particular topic, and let me open up this document. So, for examples, if you are looking at analytics fundamentals, if you're looking at maturity stages, if you're looking at target setting, or you're looking at analytics project lifecycle, or you're talking about data visualization, okay, or if you're talking about, say, in data warehousing, you're talking about iron triangle and data warehousing, or you're talking about the data journey, or you just take ETL, extract, transformation, and loading. Um, so you can select your keywords. So you can take any keywords related to business analytics and business intelligence topics, and you basically, I would show you, the easiest thing to do is go into Google Scholar, okay, and click here on this horizontal bars and say advanced search. And then if you enter your keywords, for example, I am entering over here key performance indicators and belonging to logistics. So I'm just taking key performance indicators as a phrase, and I'm also including logistics because I want to search for key performance indicators in logistics industry. And then I'm also saying that return articles published in Computers and Human Behavior, or I can say return articles dated between, say, 2018 and 2020, or maybe say 2015 and 2020, whatever. And then when I click enter, you would get results. So basically, I let me say, for example, if I'm looking at this particular paper, a decision support model for identification and prioritization of key performance indicators in the logistics industry. So I've clicked on it, and here I have the DOI ID, the digital OI ID. So I pick up this ID, and there are different ways of doing it, but I'm just going to go into my Mendeley's and say add new, and add entry manually, and I'm just going to be my identifier, the DOI which I've picked up from the Google page, and here it is. So if I search for it, I'm getting all the metadata about that particular article. I'm seeing what is the journal article, the title, the authors, everything is populated if you put the DOI. And then I just say add entry. So now in my library, I have this a decision support model for identification and prioritization of key performance indicators. It's already there. Okay. Now, if I open up any new Word document, and so how do you do this? Like, how do you use Mendeley? Mendeley is a reference management software, and you can actually use Mendeley to populate your citation. So, and if when you start writing your research paper, you can probably, say, for example, I can just take this from that particular um, article. I've just taken, say, for example, this sentence. Okay, and now I want to add an in-text citation. So I just click on references, insert, and it opens up my Mendeley desktop. and I've taken this. This is my. Let me try again. See, it has picked up my in-text citation on its own. And remember, after the sentence, you leave a small space and then you insert your in-text citation. That is Kukalchan et al. 26. See, I don't have to do anything. Now, this has followed the APA rules. Okay. And if I want to just generate my citation, my bibliography, I just click here. So basically, this is my citation. Now, if you remember, I have said that start with complete citation in APA. So I would probably I would start the annotated bibliography assignment. I would say that annotated bibliography, the assignment one, and then citation. And there are different ways of getting arriving at this. So now I use the reference management system mandatory. It becomes so easy. It allows me to add the in-text citation in, and it also allows me to generate my reference, my complete citation down here, and I just like that. So I'm not going to use it here. I've already generated, so I don't want to use it over here. Now, the first thing that I want is, what I've done is I have chosen this article and I've just downloaded this article, right? So here is the article, okay? And the next thing I want to do is I got the citation, start with complete citation, and then I'm going to write the theme. But I will just wait for a second, okay? After theme, I have purpose, okay? So I go into my research article and I start reading the abstract. And in the abstract, I will find the purpose. What is the purpose of this particular research? So, performance measurement of logistic companies is based upon various performance indicators. Yet, in the logistic industry, there are several vaguenesses, such as deciding on key indicators and determining interrelationships between performance indicators. In order to resolve these vaguenesses, this paper first presents the stakeholder informed balanced scorecard (BSC) model by incorporating financial example cost and non-financial example social media performance indicators with a comprehensive approach as a response to the major shortcomings of the generic BSC regarding the negligence of different stakeholders. Okay. Now, this is my purpose. Okay. So I have I have not copy pasted it. So in my purpose, this is my purpose, and I've paraphrased it. In my abstract itself, I got what a performance is. Various performance indicators are used to measure the success of logistic organizations. However, there are a number of ambiguities in the logistics sectors, including choosing important indicators and figuring out how performance indicators relate to one another. This study first offers, so here instead of, I'm going to say the purpose of the study of this study is to investigate the stakeholder informed balanced scorecard BSc model as a solution to the primary weaknesses of the generic BSc involving the neglect of many stakeholders. The model incorporates financial and non-financial key performance indicators. Therefore, a robust multi-criterion decision-making tool. So I have kind of written the purpose. Now, then I go to the next section. And what does the next section say? The next section says summary of literature review. So if I go into this paper, I can read. So the introduction, between introduction and methodology. So everything before methodology, from introduction up to methodology, is your literature review. So basically, you can look at this and you can kind of summarize this. You do not want to summarize everything. You don't want to write the whole thing, but just see if there are any important, if there is an important concept, if there is any theory that they have included in this section, and you can add that section. You can add that theory, or you can add those important section heads as you can summarize them, you can paraphrase what the authors are trying to say. So here what they do is that they look at, the authors have looked at the different literature related to their area of study, and they have looked at all these they have looked at all this research done by all these people, and then they have said, okay, performance indicators are fundamental managerial tools for decision making in organizations. From where did they get it? They got it from Gunashekaran Irani, Joy, Philippi, and Papadopoulos in 2015. And if you look what it is, you can go into the bibliography and find out. Here it is. Here is that article. Okay, so basically, in the literature review, what the authors do, or what authors does are, they will look at different research by different authors, by different contributors, and they will try to summarize what people have found out about that particular area of study. So maybe in 3 4 sentences you find this is important, you can use it in your research paper. You can pick up that information and put it in the summary of literature review. The next section is um, findings and conclusion. Okay, now findings and conclusion, you can get it here. You can get the findings and conclusion in the abstract, but you can also get the findings and conclusion in the after the methodology. Just before the results of the performance indicators. So they discuss what they have found in a section. They would either there would be they would give findings. There would be a section called as findings, or there would be a section called as conclusion. Okay, or there would be a section called as a discussion, or there would be something like that. And from that, if you just if you read that, you should be able to find out, okay, what was the purpose of this research, and what have authors literally arrived at, what are the findings of this particular study. So I just went into the abstract, and from the abstract I got the findings, what they have found. in this paragraph itself, I got what they have found, and I have put that information down in the findings. Okay, and then finally, I have the important section is research gap. So if you look into the paper, you would find out what the research gap is. So I'm going back to my research paper, and if I just scroll down to the limitations section, see there's a conclusion. So from conclusion, you can find out what they have found. Okay, you can read the conclusions and summarize it, paraphrase it. And then in the conclusion itself, they have talked about limitations and research gaps. So there are several limitations. So first, second, and then third. Therefore, the extension of the model in terms of different perspectives or indicators is a potential for future studies. So, what is the potential for future studies, or what are the research gaps? So, these are the research gaps are basically specified in this particular paragraph. You read this paragraph, you understand what they are trying, what they are saying, what are the research gaps, and then you just um, kind of paraphrase it. And I've done that, and I am finally giving what are my research gaps for this. So you may not have themes. If you don't find themes, that's fine. But if you go into if you so I got citation, I got purpose. I've not looked at themes because I may have to read the paper in detail. I just wanted to create this short video in a short video to explain how to write an annotated bibliography for this particular assignment. So this is how I want the annotated bibliography to be. For all your annotated bibliographies, I want you to have this kind of structure. So I've created one Excel file over here, and then for each, I have just created this column. So and then I can use this sheet later on when I start writing my research paper. I can basically, I have all that information with me. If I'm doing 10 annotated bibliographies, I have that entire um, all that information in one Excel, in one spreadsheet. And so if I look at this column, I can say that, hey, I looked at this area of key performance indicator, I looked at this area of stakeholder mapping, and I found these 10 different articles. And everybody has said something, everybody has researched something, everybody has found something. There is a model. In this particular paper, there was a research model, but they had not given the survey question. They have conducted, the methodology is that they have conducted an online survey. Okay, but they did not give the instrument, they have not given the survey questionnaire in the paper. Now if there was a survey questionnaire in the paper, I would specify. I do not necessarily need that. uh, I don't need you to copy that and paste it over here. I just want you to say yes, there is a survey questionnaire, and if not completely but partially, they have given in so and so section, they have specified that they have identified these 4 or 5 constructs, and they are using these items to measure these constructs, or so on and so forth. Or there's an appendix which gives you a complete survey question about survey question that they have used in their research methodology. Or you can simply say that the authors did not provide any survey instrument in the research article. So we know that when I take a look at it, I know that, okay, There's a research model over here. I can just take the research model, and then there's a research gap. So now I know if I just change the research gap a little bit, I can still, come up with a new research question and try to use most of the information from that particular research itself. It will help me to guide my further research. So this is all that I expect. This is all that I expect from annotated bibliography. And down the line, in a couple of weeks, I will also give you. I will also give you. I'm going to upload this. I'm going to upload this document. Um, I'm also going to give you links to Mendeley software so that you see it's very easy, um, especially when you start writing your research paper. It's easy if you use the reference management system for your in-text citations and to generate your bibliography um, further down. It's very very the software does it for you. You don't have to worry about any how do I do it, how do I write, how do I follow, do I have to again start looking at how do I even write references for in APA citation format. So there are softwares that will do that job for you. You just got to figure out to install and download Mendeley desktop, install the plugin in your for your Microsoft Word, and there are tons of YouTube videos that will show you how to use Mendeley reference management system. That would make your life just easy when you're working on your research project. It will allow you to do your in-text citation, and it will also allow you to generate a bibliography at the end of your research paper. Where you don't have to worry about, oh, did I make any mistake, or did I do any errors in, and I've not written it properly. The software takes care of it. So um, I hope your questions related to your annotated bibliography is are answered in this video. And if you've got any questions, do not hesitate to ask me, and set up a Zoom call with me, and I'll be more than happy to Zoom with you during my office hours and answer any questions that you have. So bye for now, and I'll see you in the next video.